Heard that. Hello.
Okay, hello. Yeah, let me just switch microphones real quick. Yeah. All right. Yeah. All right. So yeah, welcome everyone to the. You wanna? Oh, there we go. Welcome everyone to the award ceremony for our LTU Expo 2021. We're gonna reward everyone. It was everyone that showed something in this week was amazing. We saw a lot of talent from both our local communities and from our students and alumni. So we're just gonna reward some of the ones that draw the more attention, or the ones that we specifically defeated one of the categories that we planned beforehand. So you got it.
Why are you not showing? Let me exit out of it. Then.
Yeah.
Yeah, so again, we divided these up into two separate categories. We have a lot of students who submitted their games, and then we also have a lot of professionals, hobbyists, and the like, alum who have submitted their work. So we didn't want to lump student work with that work. You know, they're kind of two different realms. We wanted to be able to give, really acknowledgement and accolades to a much broader crowd as well. So.
Why isn't it showing?
Can you share your screen?
Yeah, let me just share the screen. That's probably better.
We're just gonna experiencing some technical difficulties right now.
Display capture.
Okay.
So they're worried about that.
Okay.
It's
there
the
we
Ansland
go.
bundle.
Okay,
We're good
there
now.
we go.
Okay.
Yeah, I think we're ready.
Cool.
All right. So our first award of the night will be for the most unique mechanic. We're going to reward the games, both the independent one and the student one, that has the mechanic that stood out the most as unique among its peers. So we can do
Drum roll.
drum roll. And student. So for student, we had Late Night at the Pier. That's our winner for most unique mechanic among students. And for the independent developers, we got Boss Games. The final boss game. The final boss is My Heart. Late Night at the Pier stood out for its rhythm-based beat 'em up mechanic, and Boss Game for its dual co-op kind of boss rush approach to things, but with its romance elements in it. You got anything else to say, Mars, about it?
Yeah, I mean, as far as the student submission is concerned, I mean, we really try to push for just a very simple mechanic right off the bat to minimize scope with the projects. And right away, this team had a really, really solid idea, right out the door. There has been a lot of consideration for how that rolls out, like what it means to have a rhythm-based beat 'em up game, and just seeing that kind of come to fruition within the prototype that we had seen for the IGS showcase the other night. It was great. It was phenomenal.
Yeah.
And a Boss Game, I think Boss Game speaks for itself. You see the trailer, and it's wonderful, wonderfully unique.
No, yeah, it's. I think romance is something that's not often enough tackled in games, so that's something I really appreciate.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah, blend between the narrative and the gameplay.
Mm-hmm.
Big.
All right, so where it goes to actually narrative excellence. We're rewarding a game that gets it with a story or with a presentation. So this means that either there's a very strong storytelling in the presentation, or there's an actual very strong focus on the story in the game. And we got Space Racer for the student submission, and Passage, a job interview simulator. Space Racer stood out among its independent peers for its cutscenes and its wordless storytelling. Well, Passage is very story focused. It's a story about getting a job interview with gods in the middle.
Yeah, Space Racer's one of the few student projects who, its developer Cameron had really spent a lot of time on just ironing out like what it meant to just jump into this game, to learn how to play, to kind of move through this experience. So often with narrative, there's a bit of a misinterpretation. It's not always just about the story. It's the way that everything is presented. It's the way in which the user is experiencing and going through this path that's created for them, right? And Cameron did a phenomenal job, walking players through this and giving them a lot of context with cutscenes and all of that stuff, which is just something we didn't see in some of the other prototypes.
Yeah, absolutely.
The passage is actually, Emily did a phenomenal job on this. A game about going through a job interview and it being this, kind of like visual novel, experience working through this and seeing how the choices impact things. It's one of the few games, really where choice played any role, but it, really being, the fact of being in that kind of experience. You're in an interview, you're sitting down, you're trying to make these choices and say the right thing. It has everything to do with that type of game, and it's very wonderfully done. So great job.
Mm-hmm. Right. Moving on to the next award, best trailer. It's pretty self-explanatory. We're going for a trailer that sold the game with very few words, with just the trailer, how well prepared it was and how good it was at drawing attention to it. So we got Space Racer and Sandslands Collector's Bundle. You guys didn't get to see Sandslands Collector's Bundle's trailer. We'll actually show in a second, as well as Space Racer. We didn't get a lot. We usually don't get a lot of trailers from students, and the job that we saw, that was just you'll see. So I think I'll just
I say show them. Just show them off.
Absolutely.
I think that they're self-explanatory. Roll it.
Oh, there we go. Let's see if it will let us. It's opening in a separate window. Here's what I'm gonna do.
Look at that boss.
You can just move it over.
Yeah, just move it over.
Weird little eye in its claws.
Okay. Can you guys see that? Okay.
Yeah, so I mean, this trailer was actually one of the few that were submitted. Often the students in a 16-week course, they're focused on a lot of these, the bugs, the issues, the polish. Cameron was able to focus a fair amount of time on just being able to sell the game and kind of show everything within this, short 24-second bit. But everything's packed in there. It's wonderfully done.
Yeah.
Wonderfully done.
Right, and we got Sandslands. Sandslands trailer. Let me also.
And now, the games in Sandslands' Collector's Bundle in under a minute. Fliptris, a Tetris-like game where you actually rotate the entire world. Snowman Slide, a completely randomly generated sliding puzzle game where your goal is to become a unicorn. Dynamo, you're trapped in a cave. The only way out is to blow it up and run from the explosions behind you. Alternate reality boss fight. Oh no, the villain stole various objects in alternate realities. You gotta get them. Hexagon Tribute, a shameless fan game of Super Hexagon. Can you survive all 4 minutes? Because I can't. Convey! At the airport, you have 10 seconds to completely change the mind of 10 strangers as you head to your flight. Make them happy, make them sad, say things you shouldn't. It's all in how you convey it. De-Seeder. Destroy seeds in a tight diagonal flight shooter. Human Apocalypse. You're a zombie being overrun by humans. And I guess you have the only pea shooter in the world capable of shooting through walls and igniting TNT. I would change the world for you. A casual platformer where you transform the world around you to reunite with your loved one. Lab Lights. It is up to you to solve 23 puzzles to turn the lights back on. And Stringle. Destroy the sharp star things with your wrecking ball thing and avoid getting the cord thing cut. And that's it. I mean, what more? I mean, there's 11 games, 100 achievements. It's a launcher. What else could? I mean, there you go. Have fun. Oh, I should probably mention it's on itch.io for $4.99. But I'm okay if you pay in Oreos. That's cool too.
You can't actually pay
There-
Oreos.
Yeah, so yeah, as you can tell, there's a fair amount of personality in that. I mean, we're going to end up posting on the LTUX server a full list of the nominations. There's more awards, but I wanted to mention that we've nominated quite a few of the games that have been submitted. I mean, that there's honorable mentions all over, from the trailers that Wave Crash has kicked out over the years to Boss Game and so many others. Y'all have done a phenomenal job of showcasing the work that you've done. Zan's Lands here has a bit of a habit of building these kind of meme-worthy videos that are informative as they are catchy.
Yeah, it's very funny, but has a lot of personality in it, as you said. The voice acting it's on point.
Yes.
Okay. So next award is going to be for visual excellence. It's the game that stood out a lot from because of its artistic style, or because of just the way it looks. It's snazzy. So for winners, we got Cybernetic and Wave Crash. So Cybernetic is Cybernetic. You guys saw it during the IGS presentation day. Looks great. That game has a lot of animation, a lot of personality, a lot of every character has its own style, its own identity, personality to it. And Wave Crash, again, you saw it. It's the same thing. It's a lot of it oozes style in its presentation.
You said that really well. Yeah, Cybernetic had a really solid first pass at the art with the student project that it was, and has since been refined and polished up over time, and was exactly what the rest of the team needed to be able to kick stuff out. So kudos to Mackenzie, Jasmine, Benjamin. And Wave Crash is Wave Crash. I mean, there's so much juice like throughout the whole experience, right? From the moving backgrounds to the blocks, the waves. Steven, the endless waves of blocks. I have fever dreams about all those juicy blocks.
The character design as well. It's a good looking game. Right. Then we got Crowd Pleaser. These are games that draw a lot of attention, draw a crowd, have people looking at this game and rooting for it, or just drag them in. And for it we have Neo Drop and Sandslands Collector's Bundle.
What?
Yeah.
What?
Why don't you talk a little bit about Neo Drop, Mars?
Sure. Yeah. Neo Drop was a senior project by Randall Fraley, and it was part of the thesis showcase, where we had built this whole virtual showcase. Aaron Duke, Spencer Bauman, Jacob Wolford had contributed to this alongside every other BFA and BS student from graphic design, game design, and game software development at LTU. And we had these like houses that you could walk into, and within the house you could ultimately open up the game or some of the other content from the other students within this embedded Unity player. And Neo Drop was very popular. We had hundreds of people attend this showcase, and we had this active kind of live chat within the game itself, and everybody was talking about Neo Drop. This is a game where you're constantly falling down. It's like an infinite runner with gravity, where it's like a gravity runner. You're just constantly falling down. You're going to try to reach the end of the tunnel, but if you hit the wrong block along the way, you fail, right? Everybody was trying to hit the high score. It's a wonderful experience. Randall's done a really great job of making it more appealing and playing around with color theory a bit here and a lot of the technical art behind that. It's just something that really pulled people together with that high score bit.
Yeah.
And of course, Zan's Lands is bundled with the achievement system and just trying to pull people together to, again, work around these high scores, these achievements to, ultimately have some kind of like public accolade. That's a very unique bit, and something that people have responded to, right?
Yeah. Better said. All right. So let's move to the next award. So we're on to do the two last awards of the night. We got the best student submission overall, which is a game that was developed by a student, presented by a student. That shows a lot of promise in general. It's one of the things that like you look at it and everyone was like, you should keep working on this game. Like if this game's like this close to being released. And our winner for it is Space Racer.
Cameron did such a good job with this, right?
Yeah, it was a great job. It's like I say, it's this close. Like with just a little bit, I can see it on Steam. And I think that's why it ultimately deserves the award.
Yeah, there was a tremendous amount of time spent, outside of class working on this. It was definitely very apparently a passion project for Cameron. So, every single time that we'd sit down with him and just looking over what was done each week, there was always something to show, always something to talk shop about. A lot of potential, right? A lot of our conversations were mostly about like, well, what could be done next, and how can this kind of be tweaked to better communicate to the player? And then the following week, there would be responses to that, like from what was provided as far as its narrative, as far as the context, to the actual content itself. There's several levels, multiple boss fights. There's even cosmetic options, right? There's so much that was packed into this that's very hard to ignore.
Yeah, for a game made in a semester, less than it is. There's of course like a little period of time where our students have to think of ideas and think of how they're going to put this game together. So it's impressive just how much one person managed to get down in that amount of time. Okay. Ooh. Crop a little. So this is our last award for tonight. Is for the best non-student submission, which is an all-around grade for indie or alumni submission. Way to go. And our winner for it is going to be Wave Crash.
Crashing waves.
Yeah. Well, it's just. I think I don't want to repeat myself a little bit with what I said for Space Racer, but it's also one of the things that like you see it and it's like it looks like it's almost done. It's almost cooked. It's a game with a lot of personality. It's a game with a lot of. It's just such a solid base concept. It's very hard to come up with a base mechanic that's both so basic and so flexible and so expandable as the one that Wave Crash does. And it just impressed us. So.
Definitely, yeah. I think with a lot of the games that were submitted, I mean, a lot of them too are kind of in their early stages. Others have been showcased, they've been exhibited, right? So we're still dealing with like, even though they were in this kind of indie and alum bucket, and you'll see from the nominations and stuff, a lot of really great submissions that are very deserving of something like this as well. But we had Wave Crash, which was so polished, it's so refined, it's something that's grown and adapted in so many ways, and it's been a part of the LTUX family of games, every year. So definitely deserving of this.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Great work, everybody.
Yeah.
Thanks so much for submitting the content and being a part of this, and even jumping on tonight and talking about some of the work that you've done.
Yeah, great work, everyone. These are the winners, but like we had discussed this. We had a lot of candidates. We had a lot of hard decisions to make because there was just a lot of good work this year.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, indeed.
And yeah, that was our last award. And I think we're gonna move on to the closing ceremonies. Yes.
So give us like 5 minutes to set up, and
we'll
be right back.
Yeah, we'll take a 5-minute break and then we'll start the closing ceremonies. So I'm gonna go.
Mwah. Mwah. Thank you, everybody. Mwah. I love you all. Thanks so much. We'll see you in a bit.
Okay. Thank you.
All right, guys. We want to thank you for coming. We're gonna go through and introduce our team first. I'm Evan Kessman.
Jose Gonzalez.
Maddie Dam.
Maggie Hartman.
Joel Graves.
Theo Kurokua. Spencer Bauman.
Mars.
Oh yeah, I'm Mars Ashton. Hi.
Unfortunately, there's a few members that couldn't make it today, including Carissa Vanilla and Emily Otten. They are also two of the founding members of LTUX, so want to give them a huge shout out. We have a few other people we need to thank, including Harry Panorgis. Mars has already mentioned he's done the branding for this show. He did it in a very short amount of time, so want to thank him for that. We want to thank Matthew Willard for making the website for us. We want to thank State Champs for hosting us in their awesome studio and for giving us a lot of the equipment that we've used to stream with. We want to especially thank Lawrence Tech University for sponsoring us through this event. We couldn't have done it without them.
Yeah.
We want to thank especially from State Champs, Kevin and Denver. Kevin has been helping set up the stream every single day this week, so we need to give him a thank. And Denver is kind of
Denver does everything.
So, and then we need to thank Christy from Extra Life for helping us out for tomorrow's stream.
Yeah, our 12-hour charity stream for the Beaumont Children's Hospital.
Do it for the kids. Do it
Yeah,
for
so come on tomorrow. It's going to be on, not on this Twitch channel, it'll be on Infinite Machine LTU. Come and join us for some games. We'll be playing from 12 p.m. to 12 a.m. tomorrow. And we'll be having a lot of fun.
Yep, and to wrap things up a little bit, going back to the thank you part, big thanks to Mars Ashton, excuse me, being the faculty advisor. I know we weren't able to have LTUX last year, but big thanks to him. I know been a little bit behind the scenes, but again, this wouldn't have happened without Mars being there for us. So again, a big thanks to him. And yeah, round of applause.
Thank you very much. Yeah, y'all did great. Y'all did great. Thanks to everybody who contributed this year, from all of our speakers who were willing to jump in and provide content for us. From the esports bits to all of the games that we were able to showcase from the students. It's been great, and this is it's a wonderful thing to be able to be a part of in any way. And I feel honored that such a wonderful team was able to pull this together. So thanks so much. Love y'all.
All right, we'll see you guys tomorrow. And with that, we are out for the night. Thank you guys.
Take care, everyone.
Good night, everybody.
Bye. So long, and thanks for all the fish.